Welcome, guys, to the very, very special, arbitrarily decided right now by me, end of season 1 of the Luna Lounge, episode 20.
Ooh, I like that because you can actually do podcasts by seasons.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so this is episode 20. That makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Why don't you? tFay, you've actually had a great idea, and I like it. A pat on the back.
Thank you.
As I stand behind you.
First, I added Pokemon PNGs, and then decided this was going to be season 1. So yeah, guys. So as this is a very special episode, we had to bring on a very special guest, our lovely boss, who totally pays us. Boss Jess.
For the love of all that is holy.
I stand by that. Technically, you do pay us.
Subbing to channels does not count.
Why not?
Friendship. Okay, yeah, that too. The subs, I forgot. Wait, are you subbed to me? I can check this out really quick. Give me a sec. I need to check this out.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that I am because I've dumped a lot of subs because of the wedding.
Because of money reasons. That's the problem.
That's why most people dump subs. Yes.
That's 100% what it is. I want to support everyone I can. And all of a sudden you realize that you have like 25 subs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden $125 is being drained out of your account every month.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I need to slow down.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I was sitting at, and I was just like, okay, this is gonna have to take a break for a few months.
I'm kind of like trying to get to some 1 years just for them 1 year badges, and then I'm like, all right, do I want to keep going after that once I hit the 1 year?
Or those first badges. You got to sub right away for those first badges.
But I ended up I ended up ironically turning off my founders badges so I could flex my 1 year sub badges, which is so cruel. Well,
because to me, a first badge is such a bigger flex.
I mean, I also don't really care about. I mean, I could turn it on whenever I want. I could theoretically should be turned on by stream. Like if let's say a year from now, boss is like super popular, like 200 viewers a stream, then I could turn on my founder's badge and be like, yo.
Oh yeah, no, I agree that. When I seen her get affiliate, I was super excited because I knew she was going to be way bigger than either of us. So I got that first badge. And I'm just waiting for you to, as soon as you hit partner, I'm going to start subbing again. Boom, there we go, first badge.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, if you're not
Wait,
subbed,
I'm not actually sure. We're sort of making jokes, but if you're talking about how founder's badge works, yes.
Okay. No, I knew about the whole joke thing, but yeah.
We have been known to tell a joke or two. How about you, tFay? I think you've done once or twice.
Occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Occasionally. So there are two main things I want to discuss at some point this episode. One being general charity streams and the next big thing for the League of Extraordinary Wholesomeness, run by our boss. And the pseudo-special Twitter special event, I don't even know what you call it, in response to the hate raids called hashtag a day off Twitch.
Yep.
Which is sparking some interesting controversy on the Twitterverse as everyone argues about it. I don't know what order you want to talk about things.
I think I think the day off Twitch is honestly a good way to start because it is definitely something happening right now.
It is a hot topic. That is definitely true. And I'm not talking about the emo store for preteens.
So, do we want
I've seen it all over Twitter lately.
Do we want to describe to anyone who hates Twitter and is sane what a day off Twitch is?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I think, you just take a day off Twitch. There you go. A day off Twitch.
So for anyone who doesn't know, there is, especially for anyone with the LGBTQIA plus tag, but it is targeting other streamers as well. This is not limited to. They're having a lot of what are known as hate raids happening. Where basically either through bots or somebody just gets a bunch of their chat and they're all assholes, basically raids someone which normally you think would be a good thing, but they basically just start leaving terrible messages, emotes, harassing the streamer, and just ruining their day. And it's been basically going on for a while, depending on your definition of a while. And everyone's been asking Twitch to do something. And at least publicly, there has been no action from Twitch. So I don't even know who thought of this and who decided this, but it's been all over Twitter. In response, as a pseudo riot protest to Twitch, everyone is saying for September 1st, 9/1 in about 6 days, so a week from now, literally next Wednesday.
Yep.
For everyone to not stream. So for anyone who's a streamer to not stream, and ideally, and this is what we're going to be discussing in a minute, everybody will not be on, like, there'll be no streamers live on Twitch to the point where Twitch sees that the community is trying to send a message, is hurt by this, and reacts accordingly.
So there is a Twitch user, and she's on Twitter. She goes by the name Wreck-It Raven.
That's who I thought started this. Yes,
that's who I thought started this.
Okay, I literally don't know anything about her, so feel free to explain.
Yeah, she's an affiliate, and she is both a person of color and a member of the Alphabet Mafia, which is just fun to say. And she apparently dealt with some hate raids. And she got with a bunch of other creators, supposedly, and came up with this idea for a day off Twitch. The goal is to show Twitch that if you get enough people to be tired of this and want to do something about it, they all take a day off. That's lost revenue in the form of subs, bits, etc. And that'll force Twitch to do something. And as of the latest, she just updated earlier today. I think she said she's meeting with some people from Twitch.
Oh, that's exciting. I haven't seen that.
I think she's meeting with them tomorrow, which I think is funny that they're meeting before the day off Twitch. Which I gotta be on the cynical side of me can't help but wonder, is Twitch like throwing a bone to this gal just to say, hey, we're sorry, we'll try and make it better. How about you tell everybody just chill for a second.
I mean,
yeah, that's the only thing I can figure, to be honest, that they would want to meet before the day off.
So
the biggest. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what overall, if you had to sum up very, very quickly, maybe in like a sentence or a word or something like that, like what would you summarize your thoughts of regarding this whole a day off Twitch thing?
I'll let you go first, Jess.
I was gonna say I have to think about it for a second.
Okay, well, I'll start if you need anything. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So for me, and maybe this is the more cynical logic side of me, good or bad, I'm gonna definitely call this very poorly planned. Is how I would sum them up. And I'll open things more for discussion more later. And obviously, if there's anyone in the live chat right now who wants to provide commentary, feel free to do so. But to sum up very quickly, my general thoughts on how poorly planned this is. One, it seems to be only talked about on Twitter. So as far as I know, it's not on other platforms. So like, if you're someone who, like many people in the world, hate Twitter, like you're not going to know about this. Like, if anything, this should be on TikTok. If you put this on TikTok, you're going to get people to know about this. But as we're going into, also, like, why is it only a day? I mean, like, objectively, I feel like a week would be impactful. People take a day off all the time. Like, a day off isn't, like, I don't think it really sends that much of a message. Also, there's things called time zones. Like, so if, let's say, people in the East Coast, like, east side of the world, like that east, like, take off, and then the rest of us are streaming because it's still Tuesday for us, and then when we're taking off, the people on the east side of the world are streaming again. It creates, like, is it really a day off Twitch?
Yeah, well, the goal is that if you have enough people, like here in the U.S., the coasts are really only separated by about 4 hours. Hawaii and Alaska are obviously a little bit different, but if you have about a 4-hour window between the coasts, if you get enough people to stop streaming that day, to take a day off, you're gonna see some numbers.
Yeah, but
The
that's
only
in the
thing
U.S.
I know the problem I see with this, I would agree that if you don't normally stream that day anyway, then you're not going to see as big a thing. If you take a week off, I agree, that's an entire week of streamers not doing anything. Like yeah, even the people that only stream once or twice a week, that's 2 streams gone. Or the people like full-time streamers that take 5 days off. I would agree one day may not be enough to get the change. But on the other hand, if Twitch has already contacted Wreck-It Raven to get it done, then maybe it's working. Maybe Twitch looked at the number of people that were going to call it quits, because it's probably easier for Amazon to figure out those numbers than it is for us. Maybe they got an idea of how many people would not be streaming that day that normally would be. And
Look, that creates a weird precedent of you don't even have to do anything. You just have to threaten it. You get what you want, which is a very dangerous precedent to give people. But
yeah, but that's the thing. They're at this stage. There's a whole week left. I'm guessing that if they got some of the bigger people in this on their side, it would help kind of curb that hate. I don't think anyone that is passionate enough to take the day off Twitch is gonna flip and say, "Oh no, never mind." But I can't think of another reason why Twitch would want to talk with her before the day off, because we haven't even seen the effects of it. So we don't know what this is truly. We don't know the effect this is truly going to have yet.
What do you think, boss?
So I've seen a lot of things on Twitter, different arguments that I've been reading. I can say personally for me, I was planning on taking the day and standing with all the creators who have been targeted. I've seen some cons to taking the day, which have made me think about it. The first of which came from an argument that I saw this morning from a gentleman. I believe he's a partner, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and look at his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
One of his biggest points was something similar to what you had just said, tFay, the fact that this movement is strictly connected to Twitter and no other things. If a bunch of larger streamers on Twitter leave Twitch for the day, it's not going to make the hate raiders leave. So what are they going to do? They're going to go find smaller streamers who have no clue what's going on, do not have the wherewithal, the technology, the things in place to protect themselves, and they're going to get slammed because all the bigger people are off. Like, it just puts some of the smaller streamers that are part of the larger Twitch community at risk for things that they may not be prepared for.
Yeah. Well,
So
I think I've seen the argument that people are worried about taking a day off because it's going to hurt their revenue stream as well.
that was my other point that I
Yeah.
was thinking of. The other thing is there's been several people who are like, if you're not planning on taking that day, we're going to immediately unfollow you. Like, we're not talking to you anymore. And there's streamers who they have contracts with game developers. They have contracts with people that they may want to take the day and stand with the community, but they will be in breach of their contract and they will lose money. They will lose revenue. And that's something that you can't just say, like, especially if this is your full-time job, this is the money you make from this is how you support your life, your family, whatever you have. That's not something that you can take lightly, you know?
Also, anyone who's actually threatening to unfollow, unsub if they don't take a day off, that's just being an asshole.
Yeah, kind of.
I would agree.
What I was gonna say, because we've been talking about this with me and tFay for a while, and just like different ideas. What I would like to see is everyone on Twitch that would like to join in take a week off of Twitch and go stream on YouTube, go stream on Facebook, go stream on one of the other competing platforms. Like if you really want to do it, like go straight, like it needs to be more than just the loss that they feel here. What if all those people that stream on YouTube, what if they find they like YouTube a little bit better? What if YouTube treats them a little bit better? All of a
See,
sudden,
that brings up some other points that who has the possibility to stream on places like YouTube, because don't you need to have already a certain base to stream there? Like
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
yeah, but it's just like starting your stream on. You're not going to have the same following here, but imagine, let's say, just 5,000 new people suddenly start streaming on YouTube. Like that, you're gonna flood the market with new people that aren't normally there. It's just like
I
if
just think for
like
smaller streamers, that would be something that's more of a challenge if they already do not have a presence. Not saying that, but I mean, I think there's like you need to have in order to get your own URL on YouTube, you need to have at least 100 followers. If you don't have that on YouTube, you're not going to be able to do anything.
I
So
have no,
that's
yeah, fair. I'll be honest. I've never streamed on YouTube. I'm not familiar with it.
I mean, the point may be you find another streaming platform. He just Noctis just knows
diversify.
YouTube.
Show
There
Twitch.
are
that
other
you don't need
YouTube
Twitch,
platforms.
you know?
There are other
platforms.
or streaming platforms, not the YouTube platforms. I can't talk.
Yeah.
There are other streaming platforms other than Twitch. They're obviously not as popular, and we're not saying literally do this full time, right? But if you're gonna be taking a day off, it would mean more if you were to be noted. Like, all right, let's say, I don't know, insert. Like, I don't even know if he's. Let's pretend like Ninja, like super popular, right? Let's pretend he's like Twitch every day, and suddenly he goes, "Oh, streamers are not being treated well. All right, I'm going to switch to YouTube." That's going to get noticed. That he's suddenly switching platforms.
At the same time, also, does that put in breach of contract? Because I don't know how. I can't remember. I haven't looked at our contract as affiliates in a while, but there is something along the lines of not being able to stream on multiple platforms.
Yeah, you can't stream on multiple platforms at the same time.
Yeah, so if
it's
you're
at the
live
same
on
time, it's not individually. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about.
To my knowledge, at any point, any of us, even partners included, can go stream on another platform. I don't believe there's anything stopping you.
That is correct. So as long as you're literally not live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time and double dip, it's fine. You're not in breach of anything.
Yeah, like I don't like that because I don't think there's anything that they can do. All of your artwork is owned by you and your artist. Like maybe your artist might have a problem with you being there, but that's going to be a different situation. Like Twitch doesn't own you as a streamer. They can't.
Well, they do if you literally work for Twitch.
Like there's a reason they get all these big creators to sign exclusivity contracts, but I haven't signed an exclusivity contract.
Fair point.
Where is it? Twitch? Huh? Don't you want? Are you scared Noctis? You better be scared Noctis is gonna leave. I'll find somewhere else. Mixer. Is Mixer still a thing? I don't know.
I'm gonna go stream on MySpace, guys. See you later.
Yeah, MySpace. We're bringing it back. MySpace 2022.
We're trying to be serious here. When you say you're going to go straight on MySpace, people suddenly are losing the seriousness of the issue.
Let me see. I got to be honest. I just Twitch. There's Caffeine, Facebook Gaming. Oh God, who would want to? That's weird to me. There's Owncast, Mob Crush. There's not a whole lot out there. Like surprisingly, it's probably very expensive to stream live stream video game.
The point
on a large scale,
being,
like Twitch and
you know, like just not streaming for 24 hours. Like that doesn't really put that much of a dent in Twitch because people do that all the time. Like if just taking a day off Twitch could get Twitch to do anything, then everyone would say, all right, fix Twitch mobile or we'll take a day off, or give us a higher percentage or we'll take a day off. Like if it really was expected to be able to get stuff for taking a day off.
Oh no! Wait. So I looked this up. Partners can only stream game-related content on Twitch. So I believe you can stream like if you're video editing, you're cooking, something like that, you can stream that on other platforms. Can't stream gaming related content. But at the same time, imagine telling everyone in your chat, "Hey, we're gonna go do a just chatting stream on YouTube. Just take everyone in your chat with you." Like that's, I think I want to see more than just them taking the day off. Take everyone in your chat with you. Show your chat that there are other platforms to explore. Like it just doesn't feel like enough of a threat to take a day off of Twitch.
I mean, we all
Well,
say
I
this,
think
but
that's supposed to be part of the
they're
movement,
having the
honestly.
discussion, right?
I know.
I think that is supposed to be part of the movement, is that it's not just streamers not streaming, but it's an appeal to viewers to also not give their views that day. Like, it's supposed to be twofold, where it's just there are not the general viewer numbers as well as streamer numbers are not on the platform.
Yeah. So a side note, and I don't know if I haven't seen people discussing this particularly. So if you're gonna say I'm not going to, don't stream, does this also apply to don't watch streamers? Like, so if let's say hypothetically, all right, so we're all taking next week off, sure, but like, but what if then everyone just becomes a viewer to the streamers who are still there, and hopefully we're not all hazing them.
That's what the initial movement, when Raven posted it, that's the initial movement, was that it's supposed to be everyone's taking a day off. You're not viewing content on there. You're going to YouTube or somewhere else or listening to podcasts. You're not viewing content. You're not streaming content. You're not on Twitch, period.
Yeah. Well, I still stand by that it should be more than a day. Regardless of how this turns out, I still think having only a day is silly.
I don't know. I think I do have a slight problem with the fact that you're kind of, the solution to these hate raids is just for all the people that are going to be most affected by it, just not streaming that day. Like, you're deplatforming the people most affected by it for a day.
I mean, yeah, so that's the weird thing, because ideally it's supposed to include people who are not affected, right? Like, you're going to say, all right, we're going to get people who are not affected by this, but they see that it's wrong, and so they're going to do something about it and, not stream and get off Twitch and act accordingly. But probably for the most part, that's not going to be a thing. It's going to be like the LGBTQIA community and some supporters are going to be the ones taken off.
I think me and tFay are too cynical for Twitter. I think that's like, I agree. I worry that it's not going to do anything. You're just going to have a bunch of people taking a day off Twitch for no reason. Like, unless, I don't know, and I would rather be on the safe side and take the day off, granted. But also, on the other hand, there's a good chance I may not have streamed that day anyway. Like, a lot of days I don't stream after the I don't think I've ever streamed after the podcast, actually. So we would do the podcast and I wouldn't stream. So for me to say I'm taking a day off of Twitch doesn't really mean anything either, if I'm going to be honest, sadly. Short of telling about people in my chat, but I share so many people in the community for channels like mine, and I don't think it matters much, unfortunately.
I agree with what's being said in the live chat right now, where the point is the fact that it's supposed to be a statement. It's a group of people getting together. I mean, the protests that happen off and on throughout the country, throughout history, it's just a group of people getting together and stating a change needs to be made. And that's pretty much what this is. It's that, yes, it might not really monetarily or really affect the platform to like earth-shatteringly, but it's still giving a statement. Look, we are a group of people. We are here to stick together. We are here to support each other, and that's what we're going to do. And I think that, honestly, that in the end is the biggest, what the biggest issue is, and what is being done by this movement.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. I really, really just wish it was on platforms other than Twitter, so it doesn't just seem like a Twitter thing. And I wish it was more than a day.
That makes me think that I think it's a good idea to post it on Instagrams and things like that. Just make sure it is getting in other places, because that is true.
I'm I'm gonna search TikTok. Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Also, just for anyone who's listening to me right now is thinking, well, have you done that, tFay? I don't use social media. I barely even use Twitter. I occasionally post when I'm live, and besides that, I don't post. So I don't use social media to do anything what I'm saying, which may sound pseudo hypocritical, but just as a general heads up, I don't have the platforms to promote this on other platforms, if that makes sense as a sentence.
So, I mean, the hashtag a day off Twitch right now on TikTok has about 60,000 views.
I don't actually know if that's a lot or not.
I have no idea if that's a lot or not either.
I feel like for TikTok, that's low. I want to say that's low for TikTok.
It's low-ish, but again, I mean,
I'm not
we
saying
still have a
don't
week.
do it. Yeah, there's still a week, and I don't know. As Noctis said, there's a meeting with Twitch apparently happening tomorrow. This might all become moot. But
yeah, like I said, me and tFay are very cynical.
And
I think they're... No, the other thing is, like, me and tFay we're not gonna be as targeted, to be honest, because neither of us are a person of color. And despite, like, tFay's not a member of the LGBTQIA platform, and while I am, I don't think anyone has ever found me through the use of that tag.
Personally, if people didn't talk about it on Twitter, and if I didn't go on Twitter, I wouldn't even know hate raids were a thing. Like, I don't know. Nobody in I've talked about it to some people because I brought it up, but I've literally mentioned no one in my Discord has ever mentioned it in any context. And I've had one time where I raided someone and they had follow mode on because of hate raids. But like my in-person experience about it has been so non-existent.
But see, instead, like, while I'm taking next Wednesday off, this week I've determined to try and raid as many new people as I can. To, like, show some love to people I wouldn't normally raid. Like, I'm making it a point to go out of the way, try and track down members of the LGBTQIA that could use some love. And the first night, successful. I found an awesome new streamer. She's pretty great. Second night, not as great, but you know, you're not always gonna bat 1,000 when you're trying to raid new people. But I wanna like show that, like, you don't have to constantly be scared of hate raids. You're gonna get plenty of great raids, and you can meet great new people through it. And okay, can I also, the other thing I haven't seen. I've been trying to track down the names of the accounts that are doing the hate raids. If anyone in chat has an idea, like, who are doing these hate raids, like, give me a list. Give me a list of people I can report to Twitch as doing a hate raid. Give one more person.
If you go in my Discord, you'll see that we have a new section called Streamer Safety, and where we have listed over 50 to 60 different bots and names that have been involved in both bot follows and hate raids.
So are they bot followers or are they hate raids? Because those are two different things.
There's two different things going on right now. The last month and a half, the biggest thing it started off as a lot of bot follows, which is just, I would have 5 to 6 a stream that I would have to remove at the end of stream, which for those of us who are not like smaller, trying to grow into a larger streamer, seeing your numbers go up and then having to delete all of them because they're all fake accounts by the end of the day is heart-wrenching. And then the hate raids, those are something that's completely separate. Hate raids, there are some that have been controlled by bots. However, there are a lot of hate raids, which are groups of people. They don't come up on your stream as a raid. All the ones that I have seen, you don't get someone's coming to raid your channel like the normal Twitch raid thing. It's just a group of people that all head into a chat at the same time and just start spamming messages of hate. So it doesn't come up as a normal raid. It's just all of a sudden you go from 7 people to 80 people in your, or not that, that's an exaggeration, but like, for instance, we think we may have had one on my channel on Sunday. I was averaging at about 12. I was in a subscriber only stream. I was averaging about 12, and all of a sudden my number went from 12 to 30 for about 2-3 minutes and then went back down. And there was no raid, there was nothing. They couldn't chat if they wanted to chat because I was in subscriber only mode because it was my monthly sub only stream. But it could be bots, but a lot of the times it just seems to be groups of people going into people's chats and being like, "Hey, you suck." Things along those lines. Usually it's a lot worse than that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. See,
And
this is
that's
the most organized I have heard of anyone against the hate raids. Like I just see people on Twitch talk about getting a large number of people coming in and saying derogatory things, and that's it. I don't see names. I don't see get an idea of who to ban. I see the bot follows, but that's
there
been a
I
thing since I've started streaming. I've had bots follow me. I've got like probably about one a week on average. Then there are some weeks where I get easily 10 to 20, and then you go in there and ban them.
Live chat makes a
It,
great point. The fact that it is not an official raid does make it more difficult to find the names because the people can come into your chat and dip as fast. And if you don't have a lot of mods in your chat, if you don't have your chat um like completely active right now, that's going to make a big issue. So for instance, for me, what I've done is I have a stream deck and I actually have an entire section set up specifically for hate raids. Again, anyone who needs this video, I have this video posted in my Discord as well in our streamer safety section, and I'll give it to anyone who wants it. Some of the big recommendations to do if you are to get a hate raid, you switch your chat over to follower only or even sub only mode if you need to, just for the little bit of time that you need. And one of the other big suggestions is to set it so that you mark your stream so that you or your mods can go back to your highlighted stream afterwards, see the names that were in your chat so that you can keep track of those. Because your VOD will still show all those names. If you have your chat on the side of your VODs, you will still see all those names. And then you will be able to go through in afterwards and start blocking those people, writing those people down, that kind of thing.
Also, just and this is pseudo devil's advocate, I guess if you can call it that. But just remind people, when you block someone or when you ban someone on your chat, if you have interactive stream widgets, things like sound alerts, stickers, etc. I know there's a lot of them, not some more popular than others. Banning people doesn't actually stop them from doing that. Banning people,
Yes.
all that does is make it so they cannot type in your chat. It's very, very specific. So
Same with follower and sub only mode. People who are not who can't type in there because of that, not only can they still use those, they can also still use your channel point redemptions.
yeah, so be very aware that also, and this, a lot of people would make commentary on why doesn't Twitch make it that if you ban them, they don't have access to the site anymore? And that just comes down to VPNs are very popular. Like
It does make it difficult. That is correct.
It's like it's like borderline impossible. Like for anyone who doesn't know, a VPN literally changes your IP address, and that's the only way to make it so someone is unable to visit a website. That's how if you work at an office or you go to a school and you're unable to access YouTube or whatever, that's because they blocked that IP, like that site on that IP. But with a VPN, if someone who's trying to do hate raids and stuff ends up just changing their VPN, then suddenly they use ways of accessing a website again. So banning IP, it's impossible to physically prevent someone from accessing your channel with today's technology, sadly.
Unfortunately, yes.
So I think that goes, and I like expecting the streamers themselves to come up with a solution and stuff. Have you seen any solutions to how you would stop a hate raid, Jeff?
There are literally what I just described of having either hotkeys or a stream deck with just an assortment of things to do.
No, my question is what is the suggestion for Twitch to do to help with this? To help with these hate raids is what I'm
Well,
curious.
frankly, they need to start keeping better track of people that make accounts. For instance, I've seen several hate raids where the people are hate raiding, you go to their account, they have swastikas as their picture on their page. Why is that allowed? Things like that. Like that's like people who come in and do these hate raids, if they still are there and they have pictures like that, why is that not going through a filter of some sort? So
I
I
agree
feel
with
like
that.
I feel like a lot of their filters A lot of their filters need to be updated to include some of the like to look out for things that happen. I've really, and this is something that I don't know if it is possible, but I feel like there needs to be some way that you can like hold off on letting people. I don't see. I don't like the idea of like someone coming in and not being able to chat for a little bit because their account was made 5 minutes ago. But I feel like there's got to be like some kind of authentication that needs to be in place because I thought initially that there was some
So
kind
what,
of
like I am not a robot for new accounts.
Yeah,
well,
no,
no, not that necessarily, but just some kind like you at
no,
least have
there's a
give us a way as a streamer that okay, the only people we are allowed to have in
no,
our chat rooms are someone who has an email that's verified, not
yeah,
someone who
there
just
is.
made an account 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, no, there is. If you go to your creator dashboard under settings in moderation, there is a channel privilege that says email verification. So anyone that would like to send messages to your chat room must first verify their email address. That's something you can go check. Anyone that streams right now can go check.
But again, I feel like there needs to be something a little more than that because it needs to be like I mean, someone can make a Google email address in 2 minutes and then they can make a
Yep.
streamer account in 30 seconds. So you ban them within 5 minutes, they can have a new account that is email verified, ready to go. I feel like there needs to be some kind of I don't know, some kind of two-factor authentication that might work.
Uh, that so the problem is, at least with my knowledge of technology, limited as it is, all any kind of prep authentication thing that you can do, no matter how legitimate it does, all it does is prevent bots. It can't prevent assholes from being assholes. So you
Yeah.
could have
Fair point.
15 of the you could have literally 15 email authentication on, and people will do it. The only way to actually stop them is things I don't like, which is things like follow only mode where they have to be like follow you for an hour. So unless they want to follow you, wait an hour and then harass you, which is generally unlikely, though still possible,
Yeah,
I
no.
guess. That's the only way to prevent things. Keep in mind, I hate follow only mode because I love when people talk in my chat, even if they're not followed, because I think that it makes sense to chat with the streamer and see if you like them before you follow. I say ironically, given my program that I run around here.
And I agree with that, but that is something else I've actually had to explain that in my chat a couple times because there are people have expressed frustration if we raid someone or especially recently who has only mode on, but that is something that a lot of streamers of color and part of the LGBTQ community they have really take use that as a protection for themselves. And so that's something that I've honestly, I was something that initially bothered me, but now that I'm seeing it being used for their protection and for their safety, I'm absolutely fine with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm not getting
like
mad at it,
I was
but
gonna say the two-factor authentication. There's a reason most platforms don't make their users do it because it decreases the number, like the chance that a person's gonna want to use your platform. If I were to start a Twitter and it said you have to do two-factor, there's a not an insignificant part of me that'd be like, I'm too lazy and I don't want to. Like I think that's the fear is that they're gonna decrease the influx of new people to the platform by making them jump through more hoops just to chat. Is and like yeah, maybe that is something that Twitch should do. I think that's one of the reasons that they're hesitant to. If you make it too hard for people to use your platform, they're gonna go somewhere easier. Like you just said, it doesn't take any time at all to make a Google account to chat on or to comment on a YouTube video. If you make it harder than that, are they going to want to be on Twitch? I don't know.
yeah, and if you're gonna say like, and boss, as you said, you have to explain to people why people have follow only mode on, and it
Yeah.
makes sense when you know why, right? But if you don't know why, and if you aren't active on social media and or Twitch, and you don't even know that hate raids are a thing, it's just gonna piss people off. And especially if, let's say, you're not sticking around to hear the explanation, or let's say you missed the explanation, then that doesn't do anything for you. I mean, are you going to explain it to your chat every 5 minutes? Or are you going to explain to your chat, like, hey, we're going to go raid someone, right? Like, before you raid, maybe this is what we have to do. We're going to raid someone new. They may or may not have follow only on, and this is why they may or may not have follow mode only on. Like,
I actually have done that before. If we're rating someone, it tells you if they have follower only mode on, and I will go into a 10-second explanation on that. I have done that before.
Yeah. No, that's the other thing is, like, that means you're gonna have to definitely screen your that was kind of part of the thing as well. I'm kind of curious how many times I can raid into a place and get a follow only chat mode. I'm 2 for 2 that not getting one. So I'm curious how many people, when you guys raid someone, out of curiosity, do you go and watch them? If they, let's say you wanted
100%
to
of the
raid,
time.
yeah, let's say you wanted to raid Megos and it said they're a follow only chat, would you follow them, watch them for the necessary 30 seconds? Or if yeah, especially if you change it to, like, let's say 10 minutes. If you're trying to raid someone, would you follow them and wait 10 minutes before raiding them?
If I needed to, yes.
Personally, as you know, people may or may not know, I rarely raid new people, at least that I don't know already. I think the last time I remember legitimately raiding someone that I don't personally already know, maybe the community doesn't know them, but the last time I remember raiding someone that I don't know is literally Tiger Jess. I may have raided someone I don't know after that. But
so we got someone awesome out of it. I knew this idea was great. Kindness
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. But all right, let me explain my point. Let me finish my point. So, legitimately, that was like 6 months ago. Like, I rarely ever rate someone completely new. Partly because of the nature of my community and my platform. You know, I try to nurture small streamers. So rather than raid someone completely new and, you know, try to meet new people and expand my network and grow my own stream, I'd rather try to support and raid, you know, the smaller, newer streamers in my community, because that's what I'm about. So I don't really have to deal with that too much, because, but again, most of the people in my community, especially the more direct community, for some weird godsend luck, haven't had to deal with hate raids, at least as far as I know. So I don't think they are that concerned.
Yeah, I only hate raid on Saturdays. So, like, I'm very generous about it, and I only target people playing PUBG. All right, and they deserve it. They know what they did. All right, they know what they did. Ah, man. Yeah, maybe we're playing devil's advocate a little too much. I think we're siding with Twitch a little too much for my taste, tFay. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, I want to just for I said this in the live chat, but to emphasize again, we're not streaming next week. Like, we're participating in the hashtag a day off Twitch. There's no reason not to. We definitely support the cause. We're just.
Does it feel like we're supporting him too much?
We're just pointing out, you know, the devil and the flaws for the sake of the discussion, because at least personally, I feel like when I play that, I voice the arguments that I see online, like Twitter and stuff like that, because everything I'm saying, I see people arguing about it on Twitter. I'm just putting in a podcast.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I had written down, the points that I've seen as well, because I'm one of those people who, I have a personal opinion on it, but at the same time, I can see the 7 sides of the different people who I see arguing about it, and I completely understand where they're coming from, and then it just makes my brain hurt. So that's the reason I brought up the points that I saw being discussed today, because it really does make a difference, and the fact that people can be so one-sided on a subject.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Just mute yourself, god damn it.
The fact that it gives a it gives people, like, just seeing them talk about a one-sided issue and not seeing all the different sides of it. I try and bring out as many of the different sides I can to try and make it clearer for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's it's definitely, and it's a good discussion to have. And apparently, person talking with Twitch tomorrow. Who knows what will come of it? Maybe we'll want to make it more longer than a day. Maybe we'll just want to cancel it if they're gonna do something. I legitimately cannot imagine what Twitch can do that will appease the masses. Even if I can logically say, okay, Twitch is doing this. Yes, that's what they can do. That's a response. Great. I still feel like everyone's gonna be upset, which they should be upset. I just really hope that people don't start using this as a reason to start targeting people for not siding with their own personal beliefs. So like everyone's saying, oh, if you're streaming that day, fuck you, right? Like, oh, I'm not gonna follow you. I'm gonna unsub. How dare you're supporting hate raids if you're streaming? No. If you are live next Wednesday, that does not mean you support hate raids. That does not mean you should be targeting them as soon as the day is over or anything like that. And also, gotta point this out. By nature of a day off Twitch, if you are yelling at someone or if you know who's live on that day, you are not participating in a day off Twitch. You theoretically should not know
that is
who is live.
The Discord's not Twitch.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean. Like, you should not have, like, you shouldn't even be aware. Like, if anything, like we should not be looking at promote your go live messages. Like I can just delete the channel for a day.
No self promote. What if I have notifications on, huh? What if I'm trying to support my favorite streamer?
Well, I feel like if you're doing a day off Twitch, you shouldn't have notifications on. All right, that's like saying oh, all right, I want to stop smoking, but I'm still gonna have cigarettes near me. Like what? No, you shouldn't have the.
I'm not okay. You want to talk about stuff? I'm definitely not. I am not going into Twitch to turn off notifications for one day. Nah, that's
what do you mean? How hard is that? Just go on your phone, literally say notification turned off.
I am exhausted already. You are wearing me out. I am being worn out.
I mean, my point is, don't be aggressive to people just because of that. I see so much of people hating on people because they aren't directly supporting said movement. Right?
No, I don't know. I want to see. Do you know? I want to see streamers diversify your portfolio. Like, look at other avenues. What if in the future? What if Twitch doesn't do anything? What if the hate rates only get worse? Now's the time. Start looking at YouTube. Look at TikTok. Look at other ways to monetize your content.
All right. First of all,
what?
Yes and no.
I got a list. All right.
Yes and no. The problem is, it's not easy, and
it's not
especially
easy. But streaming's not easy.
No, but that's why people wouldn't want to do it. You're telling them to go to a harder platform, like Twitch is one of the easier platforms to do it.
Options, all right. Some people find video editing easy. I find it to be one of the hardest things ever. I'd rather rip my toenails off.
Here's the logic,
some people are pretty good at
in terms of exploring other platforms, all right? And this is like, it's easy to say explore platforms, and it's really easy for people to do it, whether, like, assume they're willing. All right, let's say I explore platforms, and I realize, oh, I, for some reason, have 200 followers or subs, whatever, on YouTube. I can start streaming on YouTube. But then once I actually get there, I'm going to be like, do I want to start over? I'm not receiving any hate raids, and everyone else I see on Twitch is still on Twitch. Why should I? And then there's that whole thing where nobody wants to be the sacrificial lamb, as it were.
No, this is for people that are dealing with hate raids. If Twitch doesn't do anything for you, don't do what that's what they're doing. That's what the day off Twitch is pretty much all about. You're trying to hit Amazon in their pocket. You're trying to make them realize that they want you here. But if Twitch decides not to do anything because they deem it's not worth the money, and they're okay disrespecting these thousands of streamers that are having a hard time, look for another avenue. I want Twitch to change, but if Twitch doesn't change, are you gonna? You'd have to. Next step is file a lawsuit. We're talking. What's beyond a day off Twitch? What's the next step? A week off Twitch, and if that doesn't work, a month off Twitch. Yeah, keep trying that. But if Twitch is a good source of income for you, and you can't take that hit, maybe explore YouTube as an option. Maybe explore posting them to TikTok, and you're getting people to come in and donate to you directly. That's the other thing. If you really want to do it, stop telling people to sub to you. Tell them to donate to you. Like, because Twitch gets half of your sub money.
I mean,
you want to fuck them over? Start getting direct donations. Tell them not to waste money on bits. They get half the money off bits as well. I'm just like, I want people to succeed.
They don't get half the money on
Twitch
bits.
Twitch isn't going to change for them. What are they going to do? Wait, what?
They don't get half the money on bits.
They do get half the money on bits. What are you talking about?
They do not. They don't get half the money on bits. The Twitch makes their money because when you buy bits, you have to spend more money than the bit ratio, but it's not 50%.
Yeah, because $2 gets you 90 bits. That's half, roughly.
Yeah, look, at $2, who buys $2 worth of bits? Like, look at the skit. What you get, like 1,000 bits up. Like, you're getting like you can get a 10,000 bits for like $130, $140, which is not
$126 for 10,000 bits. That's a 10% discount.
That's not 50%.
No, it's 10%. I'm looking at it right now.
I know. You're saying that Twitch takes 50% on bits. I just want to point out that no, they don't.
They're getting a quarter off. Yes,
which is not 50%.
Oh my god! Like, really? I don't fucking. Who buys bits at that much? I don't buy $126 worth of bits at a time.
I almost exclusive. Okay. Whenever I actually buy bits, it's almost always at that much, and then I just sit on it for a while.
My narrow perspective of bits. I don't use bits. I don't like bits because it bugs me that I have to pay pretty much half the money I'm doing is going to Twitch, and I'm not getting.
That's what subs are.
I know. That's why I sub to people. I don't use bits.
But subs gives them less money than bits does.
No way. No way.
It does, yes. 100% fact. So in order of how to support a streamer, direct donations, then bits, then subs. Because if you donate, if you cheer 100 bits, they get $1. Like, so if you cheer 500 bits, they get $5. If you sub, they get $2.50.
Yes. But I know, I recognize what you're getting at, but I can't buy $5 worth of bits. And I think they do that for a reason.
I'm just saying, yeah, I agree with you. Not a lot of people like, but if your goal is to support the streamer.
Subbing is worth it. Subbing is so much worth it. If someone subs to me, there's a good chance they're going to forget, and I'll get that, $5 in the future. That's the thing about subs. Let's be honest here.
Completely separate argument. If your goal is sub, so they forget. Also, not everyone has automatic renewal for subs on.
No, not everyone does. I'm just telling that I'm pretty sure that's why subbing is such a popular way. But I don't care for bits. Okay, but half your money for sub. Anywhere from half to a quarter of your money, are you happy that I'm specifying, goes in bits, direct donations. And I'm telling, yes, not everyone is going to be able to create a clip show to put on TikTok or YouTube. I can't, otherwise I would have by now. Okay. But I don't want the goal. I don't want the solution for streamers that are being harassed on Twitch to be, I'm not gonna stream on here and do nothing else. I want to see more. I don't think that's gonna be enough. And if it is, then cool. And if it's not, then what? Then you're in the same boat that you were. I don't think there's
literally anything. And even if, let's say, people heard this podcast and suddenly they find inspiration and leave Twitch, I don't think it's going to change anything. Because as someone who knows what YouTube streaming is like, it's borderline more toxic. Like, there's like less restrictions on it. Like the chat is like basically an audience rather than like people to talk to. And like, we could do another entire podcast on YouTube streaming, but
Let's talk
it's
about
not
Facebook,
a direct. It's not a direct one-to-one, just because it's not just starting over. Like the platform and the experience is vastly different.
Yeah. No, like any knowledge you have here of live streaming is going to help you anywhere else. You have an idea of how to talk to chat. Like, let's say you go to Facebook.
I'm not talking about the personal skill of the streamer. I'm saying the literal experience of what it's like to stream. Your skill doesn't change the experience. You can be the best. You can be ninja, and your experience is going to still be a different. You're going to have a different feeling and experience if you're streaming on a different platform.
No, Ninja could say, "Hey, Twitch, I don't want to be a partner anymore."
Which I'm pretty sure he
everyone
did.
in my chat, I'm going to YouTube Gaming and watch the thousands and thousands of people that love him flock to YouTube.
Pretty sure Mixer literally bought Ninja for their platform.
Oh yeah, no, Mixer was just a bad platform. I keep bringing it up, but the reason why is because if Twitch isn't treating you right, honey, break up with Twitch. You find someone better,
Honey, hit us up without sponsorship. Sorry, how to say it.
Honey. Honey, the easy to use browser. Honey. Yep. I don't know. I just want to see more.
So you know what? All right, every streamer. All right, don't take a day off Twitch. Still be on Twitch, but just everyone make a Patreon and tell everyone to throw their money there. That way they can still get their rewards. That's honestly donations. More reasonable. Well, at least just so they can get rewards. I put in big quotes, but yes, direct donations is always the best way to.
You can get the rewards in a live stream. Do you know why Patreon's a go-to? Because it's the same thing as the sub here on YouTube. Because people forget.
Yes, just to clarify, because people are there's people not trying to bring it up. So when I say Patreon, things like Fan House, Ko-fi, whatever you want to call it, all the other the 1,000 other sites that are there. Yes, they're all the same thing. But basically, like, being, you could stream on Twitch and try to make it so that Twitch doesn't get any money. As weird as that sounds as a sentence. But like, pseudo shameless plug. Don't know if she wants me to talk about it. But Boss is a Patreon now.
I do, and that's because I know that there are people who have been looking at not wanting to support Twitch and wanting to look into other options. And
for a slight change of pace, Boss, I know you've been doing a lot of research into all of these different sites and whatever, as you settle and or might change from Patreon. So tell us a bit about that. Let's try for a change of pace here.
What it's like doing Patreon?
Well, Patreon, like, do you like Patreon? What is your research into other options provided? Like, in terms of trying to make the discussion on how to make money on Twitch outside of Twitch, if that makes sense as a sentence.
So one of the biggest reasons, again, like you guys were saying, just wanting to get something else out there. And so Patreon was the one thing that I knew, because Patreon's been around for years now. It's how people have done YouTube and all those kind of things. And so I just knew Patreon. Setting it up was really easy. The money that they take compared to the 50% for subs, the money that they take is nothing. I want to say I have it currently set at taking 8%. That's just because I bought a middle of the road plan. You can get an even less one that'll take even less. Doesn't have as many features. But it's been really nice. Like, I have some people on there. I'm able to post just unique things to them. I was able to make unique levels so people could decide what kind of things they wanted, that kind of thing. And that's been really nice, is having that as an alternative for people who do want to step away from Twitch. Now, like you said, I have been researching some of the other ones. I personally, for me, like the look of Patreon. It looks very blog. It looks very clean. There are the other ones out there, Ko-fi, Ko-fi. I'm not 100% sure, but there's that one, which I know is popular with a lot of Twitch streamers.
It's cute.
Ko-fi?
Yeah. It's like, you want a cute looking platform. Patreon is like, a blank slate. You can edit it in, you can make it like, but Kofi's just like, it just looks cute already. Bring it on.
It does seem like a very nice one. Like I said, there's lots of streamers. Our friend Lee Chaton, she uses Ko-fi. Again,
wow, that was the most fancy way I've heard anyone pronounce that name. I love
that. Isn't that how you pronounce her name? It's French.
Yeah, but I'm used to hearing tFay pronounce it, and he does not put that nice little twist on it. So
wait,
it threw me for a loop.
Wait, on what?
He's talking about the way I pronounce Lee Chat's name. Because I say Lee Chaton.
Yeah, no, anyone who's watched me these recent streams of Phoenix Wright knows that I make French like it's a dead deer, and I beat it repeatedly.
Wow, that's a visual right there.
No, it's also very accurate.
But like, there's lots of different other ones. A lot of people like Ko-fi because that one in particular, it doesn't take you can, again, all of these have fee levels where they will take fees and you get more perks, that kind of thing. But there are a lot that don't. Ko-fi's niche, I guess, is the fact that they're like, you can sub for $4, it's just a cup of coffee. They also allow you to post if you have a shop, if you are an emote designer, you've got different artwork or things like that you want to sell. That's another option that they have on their site. One of the other ones that I have not done a whole lot of research into, I know it is fairly new, but I know Fan House is another big one that I've seen some people use. That one, I want to say, tFay, you were telling me that one seems a lot more like a social media aspect to that one.
Yes. So if you are someone who loves to use the Instagrams and whatever, put all the pictures, someone who will basically like you're I guess you could say it's like PG OnlyFans, for lack of a better word. It's like you post things about your life and you could post pictures, stuff like that. And, it's Fan House, pretty easy to Google if anyone wants to look into it. I'm seeing a lot of people, like, it's rising in popularity on Twitter because it basically is like a social media supportive platform. And one thing that I saw Fan House tweet, which was just really funny, because it was like, question, if I don't make, how much money do I have to make in a week on Fan House in order to get my money? And Fan House is like, oh, we pay you regardless of how much money you make. What kind of platform would we be if we held your money hostage? It's your money. And I'm like, damn! They're calling out so hard!
We're not targeting anybody with that comment. Wow. Yeah, and honestly, I'm looking at the Fan House site right now, and just the opening screen to it just screams Instagram.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's not
so I can see people who
if
are
you're
really
not a photo person, but
yeah, and that's the other thing, is that it's like, if you're looking for it to be a little bit different, and if that's the kind of thing that you want, as far as like posting a lot of photos and things like that, gosh, actually looking at that also looks like a TikTok. Good Lord.
Yeah,
that's
so,
the thing. If that's the kind of stuff that you want, absolutely. But you can still do that on other platforms. For instance, like I said, I have mine on Patreon. Patreon has you can post videos. You can live stream on Patreon. Like, you can live stream to your patrons.
So a lot of things that people do on Patreon is like Patreon only live streams, Patreon Q&As. Also, question on Patreon from the live chat. In Patreon, you have different pledge tiers, usually with different awards. Any advice for managing them? So my personal advice, because I saw the question, I was right thinking about it, is you basically, like, it's kind of like when people ask, like, tFay, how do you keep up with your insane schedule? My answer is, honestly, it exists. It's a schedule. So if I say that if I put on my schedule, I'm gonna go live tomorrow at 8 a.m., which hashtag I did, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m. and I'm gonna be pissed at myself, like, ugh, why can't I just stream now? I'm like, nope, I posted that I'm gonna stream at 8, and so I forced myself to get up and do it. And I would follow the same logic with Patreon. I think that making it scheduled would help. So, like, let's say every first of the month, I'm gonna send everyone. Let's just pretend I'm an artist. So I'm gonna send everyone a sketch of an Umbreon that I did, or a different Pokemon each month. and that's going to be sent out on the 1st of every month to all of my patrons. So having that sort of scheduled, and so it's not just sort of random, will help regulate it and adjust it to my schedule. But I don't know. Bosh, you've already been more active on Patreon than we have. If you have any general advice for managing tiers.
That's not hard.
So honestly, scheduling, that's a big thing. And again, we're both similar in that regard, tFay, that we're very coveting on as far as schedules and organization and things like that. So that's really going to be your biggest thing, is making sure that you're organized. Some of my tiers include, some of my higher tiers, I should say, include if a monthly postcard that I send out to each patron. So again, they get a postcard the month that they subscribe. So again, I just started this. So the subscriber that I had that's in that tier got a postcard this month. They will be getting a postcard next week because it's going to be the first of the month, is my plan on how to do something like that. I also plan on doing something like monthly AMAs, just because being a patron on Patreon is not going to give you the perks of Twitch. You are not going to be able to get the emotes on Twitch. You're not going to get the ad-free experience on Twitch. So I had to come up with alternatives for that, since you can't get those on Twitch, just some extras. So because unless they are subbed over there or they've earned enough to get a VIP badge, they're not going to be in my subscriber-only streams that I do every month. So my plan is, once my subscriber-only streams are done, I come over to Patreon and specifically do a Patreon-only AMA. So it's just, again, that's going to be the same day that I schedule my other ones. So it's literally, like you said, just keeping a schedule and keeping track of who you need to send to what. And if I remember correctly, there is a relationship manager in Patreon itself where you can actually see when you've done things, where you can mark what their pledges are, and you can mark who you need to send what to. I also message my people and put in to keep track of addresses, things like that I need. Also, to answer the question that I just saw in chat is, can you live stream on Patreon? Yes. You live stream on Patreon. They give you 3. I just clicked on the wrong one. They can give you 3 different options to do that. You can live stream using Vimeo, which if you have that, you get 10% off of Vimeo Premium. If you want to use YouTube to stream on here, it is completely free. And you get an unlisted link for that one. And then you can also use Crowdcast. So those are the 3 ways that you can stream.
Now I really want to have a
Patreon
podcast episode on YouTube, or just streaming on anything but Twitch. We'll think of that for the future, Noctis. But I definitely think that'd be an interesting discussion to have. Also, one thing, I just thought of this now. I don't know, maybe this is too weird and meta, but Boz, have you thought of making a Patreon tier where you will sub them to your Twitch channel? Since it's like you're basically paying Twitch like $2.50, I guess, that you make half the money back, but you can basically just make it a certain level of tier where they're indirectly paying for it, so they can still participate in stuff like sub-only chats and whatnot.
That's an interesting concept. I did not think about that. But again, it would come back around to, are they subbing to me on Patreon because they specifically do not want to give money to Twitch? So they might not like that tier.
So, well, you can obviously make that optional. You can definitely even say...
Agreed.
Agreed. You could say, I'm just going to pick something extreme so I don't have to lock you into any ideas. $50, and I will gift you on my Twitch page. And you can say, this is optional. So if you don't want this, you don't have to.
So why would you give $50? Why would you give any amount of money more for a tier on Patreon when you could just sub directly to Jess on Twitch?
Well, because
you want to support.
It's just arbitrary. It's just arbitrary addition to lovely chat. Like if you're gonna do, like, let's say $50, like not many of us can think of things that is worth giving to people for $50 a month. So a small thing that you could just easily add is, I'll gift you a sub every month on Twitch. Because it's just a nice, easy thing to add. It's not supposed to be the incentive. The incentive is supporting the streamer or just person on Patreon. But $50 a month is a lot.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I guess I'm just confused. Like, if I'm giving Jess, let's say $10 through Patreon. You said they take out 8%?
8%. Yeah. So for instance, my $10, I'm making 9 of those $10.
Yeah, you're making $9.20 out of the $10. So now you take that $9.20 that you just made and spend $5 of it, which half of that goes back to you. So I guess in a way,
it's not a great idea. It was just a random thought.
There's
a reason I don't. There's a reason I do not give subs to my own channel, Noctis. That's like.
Yeah, I don't do crazy things like that or give away games to people that raid me. That'd be silly.
So another question from the live chat. How do you decide what goes into any Patreon, or just we're gonna use Patreon as an example. Feel free to insert this question for things like Ko-fi, Fanos, whatever. How do you decide on Patreon tiers and what you can offer for each tier?
Memes.
So I'm gonna say Truffle. Sorry, live chat. Geez, now I'm doing it. It is hard. It is very hard because you are putting a weird monetary value on things that you personally do not attach value to. So like, let's pretend like let's say if I'm gonna say, all right, if you $10 a month, I'm gonna send you a picture of Noctis. Like, I don't know, maybe we don't think of that as worth a lot, but maybe they think of that's like worth $20, and so they're totally gonna do that.
Sir, please check my OnlyFans pages. My pictures are worth much more than that. All right. I am offended.
My advice for this, and Boss actually has a more legitimate Patreon than our Patreon. That's totally better Patreon.
Boss feels like a better answer for these.
I would say just make a list of everything you're willing to give to Patreons, period, and then divvy it up among your tiers. And I think so. I think it's better to think of what you're willing to give rather than trying to match money. Because keep in mind that unique to Patreon, I guess if you could call it that, you don't have to pick one of the tiers and how much you donate. So let's pretend your tiers are $1, $5, $10. I could donate $6. I could donate $11.50. I could donate $9 if I don't want to meet the $10. So, like, the idea for things like Patreon is you don't pledge for the perks. The perks are perks. Obviously, there are some people who will pledge for the perks, but that shouldn't be your focus when creating it. It's not supposed to be, I'm going to create perks that's going to make me all this money because people want it. It should just be, people are supporting me. I want to thank them. What can I offer? And now here's the better answer from Boss.
Yes. Please enlighten us, because I think we could use some ideas, Jess.
So the way that I did it started off the way that you guys were saying. I started making a notebook page. I should probably preface this with the fact that I really like. No, I am someone who, if I'm trying to make a list or I'm trying to do something, I will research it in 10 different places before I do it. Prime example, my wedding. I went ahead and I wanted to make a to-do list, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I literally spent an entire afternoon reading about 30 different websites' to-do lists and then using all of those to create my own specific one to make sure I didn't miss anything. So that's how I handle things. Just putting that out there, I'm a little weird.
Well, all right. To be fair, it's a wedding, so I don't know. Maybe not the best example.
But that's an extreme example. I still do this for other things. I literally sat when I was making my Patreon the other week. I sat for well over an hour, went into Patreon itself, found people doing similar things to what I was doing. I'm a streamer, YouTuber, content creator, blogger, yada yada. Went to their individual pages and looked at what their tiers were, what their tier monetary levels were, what they included as perks on their Patreon tiers, and what their highest, lowest was, things along those lines. Made a list of good ideas that they had on their channel, and then went from there and split mine into the current tiers and perks that I have listed on mine.
So basically, copy people. That's just to sum up what Boss is saying. Just rip off other people's ideas.
Welcome to Twitch. It's what we all do.
Obviously. Legitimately, I don't know that many people who have Patreons. And most of them are YouTubers. And most commonly, what the rewards are literally, besides looking like AMAs, is you will have access to YouTube videos either early or the YouTube videos that YouTube won't let me post. Is what I see a lot.
That's one of mine. There's a video that's not going up until Friday or Saturday this week that my patrons already have access to.
So all right. I feel like I'm not trying to call out Boss's, Patreon saying it's not a good idea. This is just literally my thought process when it comes to early video access with subscriptions. Once you're caught up, you are literally on the same track rate as everyone else. You just no spoilers. So let's say you can be a Patreon and get see the episodes a week early. But as soon as you do that, you're still waiting for an episode a week. You just have knowledge before other people, and typically that knowledge doesn't do much unless you want to spoil everyone on Facebook. Hashtag, King Joffrey died. Game of Thrones. This is back when I used Facebook. This is what I remember seeing every week. Game of Thrones spoilers.
Was I not paying attention? Right? Where did King Joffrey come in?
No, this is just what I thought, because everyone who would see Game of Thrones just would. I just happened to remember one of the when I used Facebook. I remember when he died, it was all over my Facebook page, and I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't give a shit. But it's like all the spoilers over the place is just him dying, and so that's just resonates in my mind when I think of spoilers. I think. Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing. I don't know. Everyone dies in that show.
Yeah, Joffrey, he died season 4.
Yeah, there you go. Spoilers, Noctis.
Okay, let's get into it. By the way, so Lady Stark had an illegitimate child.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
No, we're not getting into this. That wasn't the point. All right.
I'll get into this. Don't tell me not to tell spoilers.
So if anyone, if anyone has other questions about Patreons and shit, again, if this is on YouTube, link to Boss's stream will be down below this in the description. We can shout out Boss in the live chat, or just literally, come to one of my streams on the days that she happens to be here, except my birthday. Don't come to my chat on my birthday because Boss won't be there.
And why not, tFay?
Because
that's an excellent segue into the next topic, in fact.
I don't actually know why. I just feel like harassing you about it.
Before the podcast ends?
What are you talking about? We're only an hour and 17 minutes in. We're literally only an hour and 17 minutes into this recording.
Okay, you know what? That suddenly makes sense, because I looked at our lifetime.
I started early to open Pokemon cards, Noctis.
Okay, I forgot. I don't have a timer to know how long these go.
How about podcast starts at 8? Do basic math.
But you don't start streaming you don't usually start streaming 30 minutes early.
Okay, so Boss, all right, so let's segue. Boss, why aren't you going to be able to come to my stream on my birthday, besides you hate me?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Well, that would make it hard to segue then.
That would also be the first time. You usually like respond to him, and I think that's the problem. You're encouraging him.
That's what I'm starting to wonder at this point.
Yep, you gotta stop encouraging him.
I'll treat him like my little preschoolers and just ignore. So that on tFay's birthday, as he keeps reminding me, I will be doing I believe I have it set as a 10-hour charity stream.
Holy shit! All day for you is only 10 hours? Huh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I need to take care of myself health-wise.
I know! I just hear all day, and I'm too used to, my streams. Kelly Cat streams were all day is all day.
Well, yeah,
and
24-hour.
All day doesn't mean all day for every streamer. But alright, go on.
Correct. So, one of I think you were contacted as well. We were contacted by Starlight, which is a charity organization that helps give children who are currently staying in hospitals, gives them access to just some fun things while they're in the hospital, including virtual reality headsets, different types of video game consoles. They have them delivered to their rooms to play off and on throughout the day. Also gives them really unique gowns to wear in the hospitals. Just something, they are in there for extended period of time. It gives them something something that makes them happy in a time when they're really not. And so September is actually Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And so from September 1st to the 30th, is the third annual Stream for Starlight. The entire month is dedicated to streamers getting together and streaming and raising money for the Starlight organization and for what they do. And so we will be, not sure who else is going to be involved, but as of right now, I will be doing 2 different streams in relation to that throughout the month of September.
Yeah, I don't know. They contact me and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it.
With your work schedule right now.
So wait, so this is a charity to go towards the fan base of Vix? What does Starlight do? I gotta laugh at tFay when I said that. Starlight is there's a K-pop band called Vix, and Starlight is their fan base. That's the name of their fan base. So that's why
the fan base started a charity.
It went over my head. I did not understand what was happening at all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was a low-hanging fruit, but I seen it.
Okay, don't get me started and how many jokes then you can start making about like, all right, we want to support armies, all right, because that's just.
I know. I'm just saying. I seen a low-hanging fruit, and I had to.
Fun fact: Kelly Clarkson started a social media war by saying that Ariana Grande is on a similar level to BTS, and it legitimately caused a war on social media between the West you American fans and like Korean fans, and they were at it.
I'm a super old person. I don't know half the names that you just said.
You don't know who Ariana Grande is?
That one is the one I knew.
Well, the other ones are just K-pop, so it's not an old person thing. It's just if you're not aware of K-pop, if you're not aware of K-pop, you won't know who BTS is.
Yeah, but but they're huge, and they had a bunch of like big collaborations.
Well, I try to not make Boss feel old, Noctis, but okay.
I know, but I don't like Blackpink, but when they did that Lady Gaga like crossover, that was pretty great.
Which was a shitty crossover, but go on.
I know, but it was okay.
I didn't
So all right, so Boss, tell us more. Like, so for anyone who doesn't know, Boss does way more charity streams than I do or Noctis does. I literally I don't mind supporting charities, but I do it very casually because I generally don't give a shit. Someone wants me to support them, like, okay, I'll do it. I don't mind doing charity streams, but I don't really have any charities that are like our hard support. Boss does charity streams like they're candy. Like,
that's not a way to put it.
I don't know. You just keep chugging them down. Like, you always seem to be doing another charity something. I'm like, it's kind of ironic that you suddenly need to make a Patreon because it's like you're like throwing all your chat's money to charity.
That's where I wanted to go, though. That's the thing. That's why we do the charity events, is because that's kind of my thing. I'm having the privilege of being here, streaming and working with everyone, and so it's the fact that I am in a position where I can do this. All I want is to give back, and that's why I've made being a charity streamer something that's very, very important to me, because I want to make sure I can give back to as many people as I can.
Yeah, no, it's fully commendable. High respect for it. I just find it ironic considering that you do streaming as a job, and you're like non-profit full-time job. I don't know. It's like this is your main job at the same time you're trying to like throw your income to charity, which is great.
That is great. I gotta be. Charity was not something I ever considered when I joined Twitch. If I'm gonna be honest, I never considered I'm lucky to get some people to sub to me. That's pretty cool. And then Boss approached me. I'm guessing after tFay because I'm her second favorite.
Oh my god!
And said, "Hey, what if we did a charity event? Would you be interested?" I'm like, "Well, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know what I'm gonna add to the group, but I am appreciative you thought of me." And since then, I liked the charity events. I didn't like organizing one. I'll admit that's a lot of work. If I'm being honest, I just have a limited amount of time, and I hate that it feels like I wasted not setting it up. I wasted time getting it set up. Like I should have done more. And it was just a lot of work to try and get people to come together to do what I envisioned out of a charity stream.
This is why we have boss.
That is like
you
made it look easy, boss. You made it look so easy that I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then I did it. I'm like, fuck, this is hard. Holy shit.
I mean, all right.
Man.
So for anyone thinking to organize anything, and this is my response also, as many people will know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. When they say, tFay, why don't you do more community streams? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Like, why don't you collab with 5 other streamers and play this? Because my insert name here does it. I'm like, yeah, no. Finding people to do things with you as a streamer is fucking hard. All right?
It's true.
All right?
True. Like,
one-on-one collabs is fine. One-on-one collabs is fine.
People. Yeah.
2 people is fine. You only have to match 2 schedules, which is generally not that hard unless you live on opposite sides of the world. All right.
Sure.
Once you get past 2, it is a pain. Like,
and Boss did it. Extra Life last year was fantastic for a first-time event put on by a stream of people really new to streaming. Because honestly, none of us had more than like 6 months worth of experience at that time. Like it went really well, and that impressed the shit out of me. If I'm gonna be honest. You did fantastic, Boss. It's 100% why I've never questioned being part of the group, and why
That's why, it had nothing to do with anything else. It was because if you didn't do a good job, Boss, Noctis would have no faith in
you. Yes, obviously. you caught me. You caught me in my words. You have to do that good of a job every time. Otherwise, I gotta quit streaming because there's no reason to anymore.
Wow, let's talk about pressure there. Jesus.
But yeah, so I was contacted. I don't know. It's honestly up to Boss if she wants to arrange something for this charity, even though she's apparently already doing her own thing on my birthday and not including me. The irony is really huge here.
It's my 1-year streaming anniversary.
Happy birthday, tFay. Go fuck yourself.
Literally. Literally.
I think Jess's birthday gift for tFay is to not have to deal with him that day, and I don't blame you. That makes a lot of sense to me, Jess.
I like tFay's not going to show up. Let's be completely honest.
What?
Oh
on
yeah,
your stream?
He's gonna raid you.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll probably be streaming all day. I'll probably be literally streaming all day. So, considering that your streams will probably start after and end before mine, I probably won't be there.
True.
Yeah,
true.
September's a big month for a lot of streamers, I imagine. Like, especially in our communities.
A lot of us started around the same time.
Yeah.
September is a big one. I know. tFay, you had your 1 year was July, I believe.
No.
Yeah. No, your 1 year's at the end of June.
Well, it's technically my 1 year's the beginning of June, but I wanted people to be able to get 1 year sub badges, so I did it later on.
So what I'm hearing is, if I remember correctly, you're giving me stuff about the fact that my 1 year anniversary stream is going to be on your birthday, whereas your 1 year stream was on my wedding day. So
you didn't invite me. Don't give me that shit. If you invited me, I would have canceled.
No, he wouldn't have. That was the most passive-aggressive drama diva thing tFay could think of, was stream on your wedding. And he didn't even live stream it, which I thought was weird, because you live streamed it on your Twitch channel. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not sure if anyone else in Twitch got to watch it.
Oh my lord. But yeah, so September 18th is going to be my all-day stream, my 1 year streaming anniversary, and we're going to be raising money for Starlight. If the league is interested in doing stuff with us, we can absolutely set up another streaming day where we can do stuff as the league. That would be awesome. And then there's also something else that Starlight is doing next month, which I'm very excited for. I will also be participating in, let me get the exact name of it. It is the Starlight Summit. They're partnering with Landfest, and it is a 2-day streaming extravaganza. It's a Friday, the 24th, and Saturday, the 25th. They're going to be doing different groups of different style streamers, and all the streamers are going to be working together to try and raise money. So the Friday morning is going to be different musician streamers. The goal will be to submit their own original songs that will be played by VR streamers on one of the games that they have for the children in the hospital. That afternoon is going to be gamers, where they'll be able to pick their favorite decade and they'll play games from that decade. I may be actually playing my very first Sega Saturn game on stream for that event, which I'm pretty excited about.
Are you gonna go get a Sega Saturn? I think you can get them for like $5 in most thrift shops.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do it a different way.
I wanted to throw shade at Sega. I love throwing shade at Sega.
I don't even know what I could do for a charity stream if I was to just do like a solo charity stream. I don't know. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna rage
That's why we have the league, so we can brainstorm.
Breath of the Wild.
You say brainstorm, it's generally just me doing whatever you say.
That's not inaccurate, but Breath of the Wild, every dollar is a minute you play.
Oh god! My thing is though, I literally when I streamed Breath of the Wild, I don't think many people cared. That was the general feeling I got when I streamed it.
But so this September event, that's gonna be the last event before Extra Life in November, right? Is that still a thing this year?
Yes. Now the difficulty is, I believe I am out of town for the official Extra Life weekend, but we're still
so much for doing something for Extra Life.
Well, no, that they have that specific day where they do it, but they have events going on that whole month. So I think we're going to look into maybe doing something later. If you guys want to stream on that day, absolutely freaking go for it. But if we're going to do one of our 24-hour events like we did last time, I definitely think that that's going to have to be a different day, unless someone else wants to organize it.
I will honestly say I will probably never organize a group charity event. Let alone probably will never organize a normal charity event. Because unless I find a charity that I, for some reason, really, really directly support, you know what? Give me a charity for supporting small streamers and I'll do a charity event for that. Find a small...
I will absolutely go find you one.
Find a charity that literally helps new people get to affiliate like the LEAP program. And I will get them to sponsor me.
You just said I was like Project Leap. You literally have.
Why don't you start one?
Yeah, just make a nonprofit side of Project Leap that goes around and like.
Because we already do this. We don't make any money when we do this for the nonprofit part. What would I be starting the charity of? What I do, like already do it.
I have no idea.
What would I do differently, Noctis, huh?
Listen, I burnt myself out earlier on the conversation about freaking
I'm just saying, I am all for.
I don't have any ideas, all right?
For creating making Project Leap an official charity, but I literally have no idea on what I would do differently than I already do. I don't have the social media networking or fandom to get a bunch of, like, the only way you can make that work is to say, all right, I'm the president of Project Leap, and I'm going to basically create this weird pseudo-pyramid scheme where I'm going to get everyone else to start also promoting Project Leap and then doing what I do and helping people to affiliate. But I don't have the networking for that. I can get people through myself to get to affiliate, but, I know other people have said they wanted to do it.
He doesn't care that much about the charity.
Yes, that's clearly what it is. Yeah, you know, boss, you find me a charity like that, get this project. I'll raise money for them all year long.
But it sounds like we need to get you as a social media manager. Chad, if there's anyone out there who's interested in applying for his social media manager, applications will be in the Discord.
Honestly,
I would
sure.
rather
I
become a
hate
24-hour
I
hot tub
hate
streamer
social media.
than try to do social media for tFay. I can't think of something I would.
I hate
want
taking
to do
photos
less.
of myself. I don't even post when I go live consistently. I like literally I don't do jack shit on social media. Whenever I've like had it, it's anyone who wants to be a social media for me, good luck. I don't think I could pay you enough.
I agree. Good luck.
I legitimately don't think I could pay. I don't think $100 a month is enough for how much work you would have to do.
I'm just imagining you nitpicking all the tweets I would do, and I just.
I've had. I won't say so. So I've had some social media people like I've had discussions that are like saying, "Oh, do this, do this, do this," and so I'm like, well, that just sounds stupid.
So my favorite thing about Twitter so far, I keep doing all these random tweets where I just make up dumb hashtags, and then I include hashtags that I know that actually get like some traffic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, maybe that's also my problem. I generally hate hashtags.
Yeah, same. But I keep getting liked by people like by graphic designers that do stuff for Twitch people, and it makes me laugh because they don't do anything else. They like it, and then nothing else. They don't even comment like, "Hey, I could do stuff for you." They just like it, move on. And the only thing I figure is they're waiting for the people that they like these to go back and see who liked it and see, oh, hey, this person does art for a Twitch streamer. They could do that for me.
I mean, what do you want them to do? Because I've had this before. I've had people like DM me and they're like, "Hey, so I make graphic designs, overlays, alerts, and stuff for streamers," and I'm like,
I did that once, all right?
Okay.
Let it go. But like that's the only thing I can figure that a social media person would do for someone like us is they just
no. So
and, like,
the point
other
of a
tweets
social media manager is basically to manage and help expand their name, get their name out there, yada yada yada. Like, I don't know. I know Boss does Twitter and probably other social media shit, but it's not. I don't know. Somebody else do it for me. But yeah, Boss, challenge for you. Legitimately though, all jokes aside, find me a charity that's like Project Leap, and I'll do year. I will say on record right here, if there's legitimately a charity that's like Project Leap and they want to work with me, I'll do year-long raising money for them.
Clip it. Clip it. He just said it.
It's literally a recorded podcast, Noctis.
Yeah, but that's a lot of it to get through. I want to be able to like have this ready and available to pull up at a later time and be like, "Do you remember when you said this?" And I can just play the clip.
I mean, I just like I am both honestly would want to do that. Also, I just don't think Boss is gonna find one.
I really.
A charity that literally helps people get to $1 billion. I don't know. I just don't see that being a thing. What?
Just got
absolutely googling it right now.
She got us to do a freaking charity stream. You don't think she has the determination to find a charity that fits within your parameters?
I would say she is more likely to make one up than she is to find one that exists.
If she made it up and she shows it to you, did she find it? That's the point.
Also, and just to clarify, just to specify again, finding it, they also have to want to work with me, all right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they, just to clarify, this is going to be like, all right, they hate my guts, but guys, you know, go give them money. Just to clarify. Like, I don't even need them to pay me, but having a charity sponsor would be pretty cool.
Okay. What else can we talk about charity? I want to talk about like I like raid trains, but I feel like it's
oh my gosh, Boss,
okay.
Noctis has said like 1,000 times he does not want to do the 24-hour chain raid thing that we did last time.
I'm okay with doing it once in a while. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like it benefits the charity at all. We could all do our own like events, and it would have the same effect as doing a 24-hour chain. That is my only point.
I think the logic of that is it's very dependent on what the viewership of each streamer is like. I feel like doing it now would have a lot less impact than it would before. Because before, our viewership wasn't so intertwined. Nowadays, most of my viewers know Boss anyway, so saying, hey, we're gonna raid Boss, throw money at her, doesn't really have the same impact anymore.
Yeah, but imagine 6 streamers. And okay, I'm saying this, I'm not trying to put on the event. I'm just saying. Imagine 6 streamers
putting on the event.
all doing a 4-hour stream, and then we all raid someone new. Imagine 6 different raids, all with the same goal in mind to bring attention to it, and then to tell them about the event that we're gonna do the next day with 6 other streamers. I feel like that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
This is where Noctis emphasizes in huge letters. I am not organizing this.
I am not getting 4 people together was such a pain. It's like getting a game. Like, we don't want to play Fortnite. We don't want to play Among Us. We don't want to play a game that is super overdone. So that's like trying to find a game that all of us can play and in different time zones. And it feels weird saying, sorry, you live in the UK or Europe, you can't join us. Oh, hey, you live in Hawaii? When you move to California, talk to us again, and then you can join us. And so you're trying to work with people in different time zones, and it's such, oh my God, it's such a mess. Jess, I applaud you once again. Getting people together.
That's the reason we did the 24-hour event, was because we have so many people in the league who are in so many different time zones, and that just made it easier. Yeah, but at the same time, doing your own, like I said, there's so many different ways you can do charity events. You can do the 24-hour raids. You can just, as a group, have a group goal.
Well, okay. Boss, Noctis just wants to do a group charity event. Like, let's ignore whether the fact that 24-hour chain raids are good. Yes, Noctis wants to be a part of a group fundraising event, and he tried to do one, and it was hard, and it wanted to make him cry. So he's basically saying, "Boss, can you please make it happen for me?"
Wanted to make me cry? I don't think you understand what the night was like.
I'm trying to be nice, Noctis. I'm trying to be nice. Okay, fine. Boss, Noctis was legitimately crying and stressing over trying to arrange a charity event, but he still really wants one. So for Christmas, instead of helping little Timmy, he wants a charity event that he could be a part of.
Santa Jess. Can I sit on your lap?
No, but honestly, I'm all about setting them up. Especially now that all the events I had this summer are over. That's one of my goals, is to try and start doing things like that. Either we pick a charity every month, every other month, and we just make small goals and try to help here and there where we can, or we just pick. We've talked about doing 4 to 6 times a year where we just pick, okay, this is our big event for this month, and ways I've done charity events in the past with other groups is like, okay, here's a 2-week span of time that we're doing a charity event. Pick a day. Yeah.
Jess has cheated on us, tFay.
I've already made this. I've literally made that joke ages ago. That's not even a new joke.
It's true.
Maybe the people listen. Not everybody that may have watched your June 17th stream happened to catch the joke when you made it. All right, the podcast brings in some new views. All right. The point, I'm like, really, you're gonna call me out like that? Fine. You know what? I'm gonna go pout. I'm gonna pout under my desk.
I'm gonna go pout.
Enjoy that.
Oh goodness. But so one of the other ways to do it is a 2-week span, and everyone who wants to be involved just picks a day that that's going to be their day for that 2-week span, and that's when you'll do your charity stream within those couple weeks. Like that is absolutely something we could do. That's honestly one of the strategies I was thinking about doing in November for our Extra Life community streams.
I mean, I just want to see you accomplish Noctis's dream of people from all over the world streaming a game together at the same time, like playing a game together. He wants you to solve the puzzle of find a time when people from different time zones will stream at the same time, will play the same game together, and they're all going to enjoy it.
That's true. Everybody likes you better than me, so I think you could actually accomplish that goal.
I don't think that's true.
It is.
It's definitely true, but let's put that aside for a second.
It's definitely true.
All right, so let's say all right, let's break down the hypothetical, boss. If you could create let's try to create in our last 10, 15 minutes or so, try to theorize and create a charity event. All right. So first, let's pretend. All right. So we want to get people around the world. Let's pretend we magically found a time zone where everyone is willing to do that. All right. We get people from the Americas / Canadas, Europe, and Asia. Let's pretend we all have that together. What game would you suggest that we could all play together for a charity stream?
How many people?
Let's pretend 5 or 6.
5 to 6.
Could be more if you want, but let's be realistic. Just getting 6 people from all over the world is really hard. Or
2 teams of 4.
Sure.
Oh, something like that. I would say doing it as a team like that, that could be a lot of fun with something have 2 dueling games of Mario Party going on at the same time. That could be really fun. Have certain groups of time zones together and then certain other groups of time zones together and see which time zone group wins. That kind of deal.
Wait, how many people can you put in Mario Party at once? That's a 4-player game.
That's what I'm saying. 2 dueling games at the same time. 4 and 4.
No. No. So my logic is get everyone in one game is my challenge. Because it's
He said teams.
No,
I was just bringing up a suggestion.
No. But that's things that I've legitimately thought of too, boss. My question is, are there games out there that can legitimately do mass amount of people that everyone would want to do outside of things like Among Us, which is easy because it's free?
I would say the first ones that come to my head are Among Us, Fall Guys. Those are the 2 you can absolutely do those ones easy without a problem. Another one that pops into my head is Gmod. Gmod's a lot of fun. Lots of different options within that. Let's see. There's games games where you can create groups of people who are doing it together, such as Tetris 99. That's another one where you could actually go in as a group and play that one together, see how far everyone gets. Let's see. Those are just ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
So that's general. I've thought about it's a challenge because first you have to get people to agree to play at the same time. Then you have to hope that they all like the game. Let's pretend Tetris 99. Great. Let's pretend we get 99 people. Great. Would everyone even want to play Tetris 99? Or would they want to all stream for the same amount of time? Let's say Mario Party, right, boss? Granted, the new Mario Party is coming out. I'm excited. I hope it's good. We could play online. That sounds great, right? That could be a cool charity thing. 1, would people all want to play Mario Party? Because that means buying Mario Party. And then 2, would they even want to stream a charity event for that all the same amount of time? Because, to put this in an Among Us perspective, people drop out when you do community things like Jackbox and Among Us. And it's basically reliant on the host to keep things going. But when you're doing a group charity event, everyone sort of has to commit to that long period of time, which is really hard.
I mean, I haven't had an issue with that. I'll be completely honest.
Well, there you go. Hashtag everyone loves boss, not Noctis. I mean, that's just
everyone loves boss, not everybody loves Noctis. All right, message.
No, that is not the message.
I mean, all right. Jokes aside, boss. As someone who's literally had this discussion with Noctis and other people, whether we want to like it or not, streamers with bigger followings have an easier time arranging events with multiple people.
Of course.
Right? It has I'm not trying to put down people. If you're gonna have streamer A who has more viewers than streamer B, and streamer A and B both want to do an event together, it should be arranged by streamer A. Sadly. Because they're gonna have the connections and the viewership, and they're gonna make people care. So, but even though Noctis is making the joke to be people like you more than him, boss, you have a bigger following. You have a much wider network of streamers that you know that he does. So it is much easier to arrange an event.
The comment we got in the live chat, just how active you are in other people's communities too. That also does make a bit of a...
I mean, he's obviously making a joke, but yeah, that it's it's not so much who likes you more, it's just who has a wider network who has already. But some people associate how big your network is to how much people like you. So there's weird social arguments to be had.
Yeah, I'm just no.
I mean,
You
that,
really want me to try and say that people like me, and that's going to be
You're
difficult.
really not fine. We can't get into it because they would never understand.
I mean, I'm just sort of, I'm just sort of trying to make the realistic point that, in terms of raging events, one's network matters, regardless
Fair.
of how you want to go
Fair.
about it. Whether or not you're just really popular, whether it's because you're really active in other people's communities, you know, networking connections matters when you're arranging events. And
Fair.
you know,
Fair.
Boss, you have an objectively bigger network than Noctis does. Hashtag everyone loves Boss.
Oh God, I didn't think I'd lose this measuring contest, but apparently I did. Okay, that's cool. No,
Yeah, Boss, you're making Noctis cry.
Okay, no, I'm not crying. Well, I did a little bit earlier, but I muted myself, so we're good.
Oh my God.
But no, I do genuinely believe that when you reach out to someone and say, "Hey, I want to do a charity event," it's different than if I do. I think you're gonna like the fact, like you're just gonna get more. You're gonna get more
Positive reception?
positive reception, because like when you put on the event back in November, I'm pretty sure I had more like in general I had a higher average view, I had more followers. It didn't matter what kind of community I was cultivating at that time. You're just you're someone worth following. You have something about you that makes you worth following. I'm great for getting on here and yelling at tFay, but like I can't inspire the same confidence you can. I think there's something genuinely to that. That
I think
you
the word
have.
you're looking
That's why
for is
you're the
charisma,
boss.
Noctis. I think that's the word you're looking for.
What?
Charisma.
Charisma. Yeah, that the charisma. You have charisma.
There actually is a word for your speech.
I maxed mine out. I maxed mine out in intelligence. All right. No, I didn't. But like you got charisma that me and that I definitely do not have, and I applaud you for it. And that's why I'm happy to join in any event. I just don't think I can put on an event as well as you can, no matter what I do, no matter how good of a community I have, no matter how much outreach I try and do. I'm never gonna get the same reaction that you do. And that's okay. That's why you're the boss. That's why I try and help you.
Yay! This ends with she's the boss.
I called you boss several times through this. I've always tried not to, because I know, especially when it first started, you were uncomfortable with it. So I've always tried to call you Jess, but there's a reason that everyone calls you boss, to be honest.
The podcast is just one indirect way to justify the boss name.
God damn it. And I hate it. I hate it. Because it means admitting tFay's right. And I hate that.
Is that really what the point of today's podcast was? I feel like that this is the way it was supposed to end.
This is kind of a funny way of how it turned out. I legitimately did not plan that. Of a giant Noctis speech explaining that you're the boss. But
I like it's like there's a it's God, I have to admit tFay's right. Fuck. I hate it.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. There's a reason you're the boss. There's a reason you inspire the confidence in everybody in the league. And we all love you, and we all want to help you succeed. And you make us feel good because we're helping you succeed, and we're succeeding through you. That's why you're the boss.
Thank God this podcast isn't on camera. Good lord.
it's okay.
What is that?
Like pseudo serious as this is sort of a nice wholesome way to own the podcast, right? Everybody, and this is everybody, even Noctis, has things about them that make them great, both as a person and a streamer, if you happen to be a streamer or wish to be a streamer.
No, I'm
an artist, whatever,
dude,
right?
I'm a god among men. I think very highly of
exactly.
myself.
Noctis, can you stop trying to ruin my wholesome moment? All right? So, I'm just trying to say, like, everyone has, it just happens that we're emphasizing things like charisma and leadership right now. which happen to be qualities that, you know, you'll see a lot in Boss. That's why she's the boss. And stuff like that. I mean, Noctis gets complimented a lot in other things. I get complimented a lot in other things. I'm not going to turn this into what we're complimented on. Feel free to imagine that amongst yourselves, or just compliment us if you wish to add to the numbers. But, you know, everyone has different strengths. And it's, you know, that's why there's nothing wrong with admitting people have different strengths. There's also nothing wrong with admitting when people tell you you have those strengths. So, like, if Boss wants to eventually one day just admit that she's the boss, and, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. She won't do that because then I'm going to never let her live it down. So she's stuck in she's stuck in a catch-22. She might think, wow, this has been such a wholesome conversation. And yes, I am the boss. And then she's gonna be like Noctis and realize that I'm right. And then she can't do that. So, you know, it's just sort of that.
God, hearing you say that just killed me a little bit.
Trust me, you aren't the first person to hate when I'm right, or when they realize that I'm right.
I've told you many times when we do these podcasts, we've had plenty of arguments where I come around to your side, because I think you do make a lot of valid points. You know what? You want to be wholesome to Jess. I was wholesome to Jess. I'll be wholesome to you, tFay. You make a lot of great points a lot of time. And there's a reason I was happy to do this with you, because I think you're a great streamer. And I think we work well together. And you inspire me to try and do more as a streamer, to be honest. Jess makes me want to do charity stuff, but you make me want to do stuff as a streamer, to be honest. Like, especially when it comes to, like, the Discord.
Why is this suddenly so wholesome?
Because, like, at heart, under my gruff, off-drunk exterior, I think I think I'm a good person, and I try to be wholesome. And it's the season finale, so, you know, we're just gonna, like, sum up these past 20 episodes as as I just want you to know I appreciate you as a streamer and a friend. There you go. There's my
well, yeah.
So
again, as we're wrapping up our things, this is our season finale, guys. Episode 20. Both through convenience sakes, a day off Twitch. I'm taking a vacation. We are not streaming the podcast next week. We will see about if we're coming back the week after. Who knows? Maybe we'll take time off and plan things. Who knows? But this have been very interesting 20 episodes. I'm kind of amazed that people like the podcast after 20 episodes.
I mean, you're streaming on your channel, man. I mean, you're so, like, it's a tFay stream.
Well, yes, I know it's a tFay stream, but, like, all right, let's be honest, all right? If I was to do a just chatting stream and just ask Boss to come on and talk with us for 2 hours, it probably won't happen.
Well, she may not want to. I think it would do fairly. I think it would do really well. Like, imagine if people could see our faces. Imagine if you could see me crying as I'm trying to. If you want to start doing, you know, maybe we'll do face podcast next season if some people want to see it occasionally. Ooh, Patreon exclusive face cam podcast.
How the hell do you want to make that? That sounds so exhausting.
I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know.
I literally do face cam every stream. That's nothing different for my viewers.
Yeah, but this PNG, this is what people are used to. This is what you get for a normal Luna Lounge. But for a Luna Lounge After Dark, a Luna Lounge Adult Swim, a Luna Lounge Plus, we'll come up with a good title.
Right, we'll come up with stuff
instead.
Maybe we'll make Boss a weekly here every single week.
Yeah, third guest, third host.
Yeah,
yes.
Come on, yeah, Boss.
I don't know that everybody wants to hear that every week.
I can feel her shaking her head no through the stream somehow.
So what I'm hearing is you want to add me in as a third person, and then you also want me to have a face cam so that literally for the entire 2 hours everyone just sees me shaking my head and giving you death stares. That's what I'm hearing right now.
That sounds pretty good content.
Oh dear Lord.
Okay.
I mean, I did imagine like it's just me and you on either side, her in the middle, and she just shakes her head the entire stream. Maybe that isn't such a good idea. I think she has a point.
I mean, I could pay someone to animate
guys.
her PNG so that it shakes her head and rolls her eyes consistently.
Honestly, that actually her rolling her eyes.
PNG in the corner. Jesus.
That sounds like a great use of Patreon money. Anime just rolling her eyes every time we say something. Just say something. I was gonna say like a qualifier on that. Just whenever we say something, she rolls her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You keep us in line, Jess. That's why we love you.
Somebody needs to. Let's be honest here.
I still remember when I first met Boss, and she didn't know anything about streaming, and I had to explain her how to do everything.
Oh yeah, those the great old days of like 7 months ago, 8 months ago, and now she's passing us by. But that's cool. She's gonna be a Twitch partner, and I get to resub, and boom, guess who's got a first badge, baby? I do. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically leaving the full-time streamer scene. So yeah, Boss, you're taking on my mantle. Go.
Yep.
I will wear it with pride. I don't know. What do you want me to say here?
Note to self: make Jess a shirt that says "the new tFay."
I already sent her a Boss
Dear
mug,
Lord.
Noctis. Where's your contribution to the memes? I already sent her a Boss mug. Which I put a weird amount of research into finding.
I just sent her a new. That's a fucking new meme. That new tFay. That's a new. How is that the same as the Boss? All right, huh? You're making. Oh God. Okay. I think we're at an end. I think
so this is where we wrap the podcast.
This is
Boss, thank you for being here for our special 20th episode season finale.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Hopefully you'll be here for us for season 2, episode 1.
Yeah,
Rise of
host.
Boss.
Why?
Rise of Boss. I like it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can like talk to us about what it's how successful your Patreon has been in like 2 weeks.
I like how Jess just spoke straight from the heart at that moment. Why? Why?
Why do you want to talk about me? This sounds awful. No, thank you.
Do you think people want to hear us talk about us every episode?
We talk about us all the time, Jess. That's the point of having guests. We talk about them.
Yeah, guys, and we're gonna say this again for season 2. If there are people you want us to have on the podcast, for the love of God, tell them to talk to us. If you want to be on the podcast, talk to us. If there's something you want us to talk about, even if we don't have guests, if you want to hear me and Noctis sit here for 2 hours, just the two of us, and give you an explanation about what it's like to run a Discord, is something we haven't really talked about that in depth. Let us know. We'll talk about it. All right, it's a lot. The episodes have statistically always been better when there is a theme that we know people want to talk about. So you have to let us know.
Like great people on.
I mean, we could also just bring Boss, and it's always gonna have 50 viewers. That's categorically just fact, but still.
That is true. That's because she has such a large community.
Yeah, we do have a podcast channel, Discord, guys. Please let us know of topics or guests you want us to see. If there's a guest you want us and you don't want to harass them, let us know and I'll harass them. I have no shame. I call Boss.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also have a Patreon, which basically is not nearly as good as anyone else's Patreon, but for whatever reason you want to give us money to support the podcast, all the Patreon money does go into the podcast, whether it be music, art. I don't know. Me and Noctis have literally thought about like creating like intro and outro screens. Maybe we want a new Luna Lounge background. Maybe we want to actually pay someone to create a lounge for us, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe we want VTuber models with legs.
New season. We got a new background that's better than the one I made. We're just gonna get a better guest as well. I'm gonna go unwrap.
And we'll hear more reasons of why Noctis goes into a corner. Maybe we'll have a Noctis corner on the overlay.
That wouldn't be too bad of an idea. I like the crowd a lot. That makes sense. That's an idea. All right. Well,
yeah,
guys, I agree.
So let's say bye. Boss, any final words you want to say to the people at home?
Thank you for listening, and keep listening to this podcast.
And Boss's podcast.
God damn, that was great. That was amazing.
Cast. Can we please have a Boss podcast called the Boss Cast? Please.
The Boss Cast?
The Pod Bass. Nope, that doesn't work either.
Yes.
Pod Boss. Pod Boss. No.
No, see, this is why I come up with the name.
Pod Bass isn't that great either. Shut up.
Really? Well, I got Boss to repeat it.
Oh my lord.
Why?
Okay, we're already over 2 hours. I need to end this recording. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.